Do you really enjoy the new kelp blocks, my friend? Thought so. But are you fed up of suffocating while you're busy collecting it out in the middle of the ocean? Yeah, thought you might be. You know what you need? You need an automatic kelp farm.
Pattern Gaming!
Hello there, ladies and gents, and welcome to this Minecraft tutorial where we are going to be building an automatic kelp farm. That's right, we are in the latest snapshot, which at the time is 18W10A. We've just had the tropical fish introduced, and I'm going to be showing you how to build this automatic kelp harvesting station. Now, the whole collection system is rather simple. The kelp is grown on a line of hoppers at the bottom. It is also collected along the top by a line of hoppers and some ice there, because not all of the kelp floats. Some of it does sink, so you have hoppers at the bottom to collect what sinks, and then a whole line at the top to collect all the ones that float. Now, the whole system is broken and harvested by a whole line of sticky pistons at the back, which are positioned 2 blocks above the kelp base. You need 2, so that once the pistons have harvested it, there is still 1 at the bottom, so you don't have to go along and harvest it and plant it yourself. So if I just show you quickly how this works, we'll flip this lever, pistons come out and break. See, some of the kelp sinks, some of it floats, comes up to the top. Now this water pushes it along and it gets collected. There we go. And then you'll notice as you push the pistons out, some of the kelp sticks to the top. Of course, the pistons will retract. This is all get done straight away, normally a couple of ticks, but then you harvest a bit more. And then as you can see, the kelp is all left at 1 block high, ready to carry on growing again. Now, at this present moment in time, we don't exactly really know how long the kelp will take to grow, or how long it takes to grow 1 block. It can be quite variable. In my experience over this past few hours whilst I've been designing these systems, sometimes you can have a kelp plant that grows really quickly, and sometimes while one is at the top, one hasn't even grown 1 block. So it is very variable, and you are going to need some sort of clock to set this system off. I mean, I have a lever here for manual triggering of the pistons, and we also have a daylight sensor. Now, unfortunately, this is only producing, with the daylight sensor and only 5 plants, we're only producing about, I don't know, between 6 to 10 kelp leaves every day, which isn't really that fast. I'll be showing you a system at the end of this video that produces quite significant more than that each day, but for now I'll show you how to get this system set up. Now, of course, the first thing you're going to need to decide is where you're going to collect the system. I'm just going to plonk a chest down there. Now, of course, this whole system, I'm just showing you a proof of concept. You can set it up however you like in your own area. So we're just going to run this along here. Now, this right here is actually going to be the perimeter of our glass tank, which is going to be growing our kelp. Now, you do need to make sure that you have 1 block in front of the kelp, and the kelp is deliberately spaced 1 block apart. This is because if you have kelp all lined up next to each other, when the pistons knock it, it forms like an air pocket, and that knocks off all the kelp you've got growing at the bottom. So you end up having to go in and plant it all by hand. Now, the whole point of this system is we don't want to do that. So for now, let's go and get this planted. So we'll have gap, kelp, gap, kelp, gap, kelp, and a gap, and then we will have the glass wall. So I'm going to go ahead and get this wall in, and I shall see you in just a second. There we go, we've gone and built the wall, and as you can see, it is too high above the hoppers. Well, now we need to mark out where we are going to be putting our sticky pistons. So like I say, you want a gap between each one. So of course, this is going to be a very small farm. This is just a proof of concept. You can make these farms a lot larger, and as I said before, at the end of this video I will be showing you a rather larger farm, which is compartmentalized so that you can actually make it even bigger. It's all built in sections, so yeah, we do it bit by bit. But for now, that is where we want our sticky pistons. There we go, so we'll put those in. 1, 2 and 3, and then the blocks in front of them. Now we'll get the wiring done first with the glass, and then we'll put the water and plants in. So these can be easily powered just with some repeaters into each block. Repeater into there, one there, and one to there. And then this system you want to have running off into whatever redstone clock. Oops, come on. There we go. Yeah, into whatever redstone clock that you have set up. I'll show you what I'm using for this system in a moment once we've got this done. So that will be your redstone timer over here, and that will run into each of these pistons. So now it's time to get these glass walls built up. Now it depends on how often you're going to be setting the clock off. Depends on how high. Obviously this is going to be variable once we know how quickly kelp grows. For now, I reckon maybe just 5 or 6 blocks should be enough. Okay, so as you can possibly see here with the glass, I've actually gone and put in, let's see, that's the layer where the pistons are on. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers up, just complete rings. Then the 6th layer, leave out this back wall. Because what we're going to be doing is putting the compacted, whichever you want to call it, ice in there. So there we go, that is the packed ice there. Then, oops, we don't actually want this glass in here, my mistake. What we need now is our hopper line from the top. Now of course this is going to be connecting into this hopper stream just here. There we go, and then it wants to go all the way up to the top. So bring that on up. And one more. There we are. And then it's to come along level with the packed ice. And there we go. So now we put the glass in behind, and that, not that any items will, just for your own peace of mind, makes it look a bit neater. So yes, there we are. All we need to do now really is put the water in and put the kelp in. So let's get this filled up with water. Right, so that is filled up with water all the way up to the same level as the packed ice. Now this final row, you just want to put water along the top here, and then that will give a nice flowing water channel across to the back. So any bits that flow up, they get pushed across the ice and into the hoppers. Now we need to get some kelp, so let's just pop that in there, get a kelp leaf. There we are, that is what we want. Now these can actually grow on pretty much anything. So head on down, and we want to put them on top of the hoppers. There we go. Now let's just simulate that they've grown. So they will grow up until there's 1 block of water above them, which happens to be level with the ice. So we'll do that with all of them. Come on. There we go. So that's just simulating some growth there, pretending that they've grown rather than having to wait for it. Right. And then we shall just hook a lever up to this redstone. There we are. I've just brought a simple lever around the front just so we can see it in action. And if we flip the lever, pistons all come out. Now you see, only 3 of them, or 6 of them rather, came. Yep. And for a moment then I thought the bottom was knocked off. It's the way the textures have ended. And flip the lever again, all the rest come. So you see, most of them float up, some of them sank to the bottom. But there we go, they're going up, being pushed across the ice and into the hoppers. Like I say, if you have this on a timer, this will continuously go, and you have yourself an automatic kelp farm. Now, as I was saying about the timers, folks, you do need rather a large one. As I have here is a double etho hopper clock, which is normally connected up to here, but I've actually just turned it off for a while. But I will put the link to a video for this in the description below. This can actually go for anywhere from 1 minute to 320 minutes. Now at the moment I found that if you want a full harvest for the height that we've built here, you need to believe in it for at least a couple of days really. So you want a good 40 minutes between pulses. But then you will have kelp that is fully grown and you can harvest the whole lot. Now, as I said before, this is a rather simple proof of concept. This can be ramped up to much larger farms than what we have here. In fact, we have this one just over here. This utilises the exact same concepts as the farms that we built. Excuse me. We have 16 kelp plants in each of these bays. So that's 64 plants in total. Now they all work on the same basis. So we have the sticky pistons that we're pushing the block out. And they all collect via hoppers at the top, and there's hoppers at the bottom as well. So I do believe the chest is empty at the moment. There is our central collection area. Yep, there we are. So let's give this a quick run. Now, point of order, because this is double wide, rather than just having the one water stream, you'd find that kelp items would get stuck in this source block in the middle here. So you might want to put another one at the top just to run them through. That's why we've got this. And another thing I was thinking is you could actually put a cactus farm or something up here as well. Save space. Use the water collection system for 2 farms at once. But anyway, if we flip this lever, there's going to be a huge drop in frames as all of those pistons get fired. There we go. And can you hear it all going? Retract the pistons. And if we come on up and have a look. There you go. Look at all of that kelp being harvested. That's fantastic. So like I say, this will probably happen maybe once an hour. But it will be worth it. I mean, who knows? Maybe if the kelp growth rates are increased, then these farms will become a lot more efficient. You can reduce the time in between each one. Like I say, some of them are already starting to grow, look. You see in there? They've already grown up another block. But anyway, give that a moment. We shall see how much we get. And there we are, folks. Look at that. We have 7 1/4 stacks of kelp. And that is just from one simple switch of the lever. So there you go. That is the proof of concept for your kelp farm, folks. Couple of useful facts. Keep your pistons 2 blocks above your root crop, your source crop, so to speak. Make sure there is a gap in between them. And like I said, this collection system isn't the greatest because of all these hoppers, I know. If you spend a bit more time, you can sort out your water streams or whatnot, but those might be messed up in the future snapshots or even the future update. We'll have to wait and see how we can collect items. But still, there we are, folks. We have automatic kelp production in the latest 18W10A snapshot. I hope you found it useful, folks. Maybe you can take away a few points from this, and don't forget I will put a link to the timer video in the description below. And if you have enjoyed this video, folks, or found it useful in any way, please be sure to smash that like button down below. Now feel free to share this video as you see fit. Make sure everybody else knows how to farm those kelp automatically. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and to ring that bell so you get notified when all the future videos come out. But for now, folks, all that's left for me to say is take it easy, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys. Bye.